Let's talk about why Scottie Barnes is putting the league on notice. When it became evident that the Toronto Raptors would be parting ways with Kyle Lowry this past offseason, the general consensus was that the team would be rebuilt. But a little bit past the opening month of the 2021-2022 NBA regular season, the Toronto Raptors have not looked like a team that is particularly interested in a long-term rebuilding process. A huge reason for this has been the incredible play of Raptors rookie sensation Scottie Barnes. But first, a little background on our Raptor rookie sensation. Scott Wayne Barnes Jr., born August 1st, 2001, was a Seminole in college. Barnes attended Cardinal Newman High School in West Palm Beach, Florida. En route to the 5A regional playoffs, Newman had a 19-8 record and a Max Preps freshman All-Star American on their roster in Scottie Barnes. Barnes then relocated to NSU, that's NSU University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where he played alongside one of the nation's top-ranked players, Vernon Carey Jr. In the 2021 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors drafted him 4th overall, and to the surprise of many, above Jalen Suggs, who was a lock-in for the top 4 in most mock drafts leading up to the historical day that defied this consensus prediction. Scottie Barnes has already established himself as one of the finest players in this class just a few months after the Toronto Raptors selected him with the 4th overall pick in the draft. Just recently, Barnes held his own against Kevin Durant and the fearsome Brooklyn Nets. While the majority of rookies are calmed into such action at this point in their careers, Barnes has already been pitched right into the fire, repeatedly guarding the likes of Kevin Durant and James Harden as of recently, and not so long ago, shutting down Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics and leading his team to a victory at that in the TD Garden. All this while being just a rookie. Barnes was initially drafted to be a defensive mainstay, and for that he definitely appears to be living up to expectations. Despite Scottie only scoring 8 points against his team, Durant took notice of the rookie's ability to generate offense by creating a fumble on defense or slicing to the hoop in half-court setups. KD is well aware that him and Barnes will be meeting quite frequently over the next several years. Durant complimented Barnes, as shown at the beginning of the video, stating that his IQ for the game stood out in combination with his length and his energy. Durant furthermore marveled at the fact that Barnes has been able to achieve all of this at the age of just 20, after giving further appreciation to Barnes' competitive spirit and ability to slow down the game during his first season. When you're receiving compliments about your play from a future Hall of Famer in KD, especially after having played what was only your 9th NBA game, that's something to be hugely optimistic about. Another notable NBA legend, Jason Kidd, was also quoted saying this about the rookie phenom. "He's really good," said Kidd, who was listed among the top 75 players in NBA history just a couple of weeks ago. He causes a problem on both ends of the floor, and he knows how to play the game. And he's gonna be a star in this league if he's not already one. He loves to play the game, and watching him on tape, you would think that he's been in the league for 3 or 4 years. So it's very impressive what he's done early on in his career. Now let's look at some key improvements that Scottie has shown since he's entered the league. Improvement number 1, his shooting. Barnes' pro potential was only questioned because he averaged only 10.3 points per game in college, and those looks were mostly at the rim. Barnes needed to work on his shooting if he wanted to reach his full potential, and the rookie seems to be making significant progress towards that early in this young season. And when it comes to shooting from behind the arc, Barnes may not be prime Peja Stojakovic yet. He's currently only making 25% of his 3-point attempts. But given the Raptors' elite shooting and development staff and their track records of turning former Raptors players into lethal shooters, ones who become dangerous after having stuck to the developmental plan, over time such players, they become lethal. I'm talking about players such as Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, and DeMar DeRozan, just to name a few. They couldn't shoot into an ocean, and now they're all lethal shooters, and DeMar especially from mid-range. Scottie Barnes is improving his jump shot, and that fact in itself should inject fear in the hearts of many in the league. Considering Barnes' offensive potential as a rookie overall, him improving his jump shot, is a step towards the right path when it comes to developing and rounding out his overall offensive game, which is going to be a huge factor in his development and for his continuity as a player in the NBA. Number 2 is his playmaking skills. Now, 2.2 assists per game may not dazzle box score scouts, but they show how successful Barnes is as a distributor. Barnes has repaid his head coach for the minutes that he's been giving him with some amazing dimes in his short tenure. Barnes' 25.13 rebound outburst against the Celtics, as I was mentioning earlier, was remarkable, but their win over Indiana may have been his best of the season. He had 7 assists against a tough, rugged Pacers team that game. If Barnes further develops his ability to see over his defender and find the right players at the right spots at the right time, then it's only going to add to the offensive threat that he already is. And once he gets his shooting mechanics to become second nature, Scottie Barnes is going to have to be guarded at the perimeter. He will draw double teams much more, and thus, his playmaking skills will improve even further, and they're sure to come in very handy. And also, do not be surprised if you see his assist numbers increase significantly as he continues to progress. I see Scottie Barnes being a triple-double threat in terms of points, assists, and rebounds, just like Giannis Antetokounmpo, as he continues to develop and round out his overall game. It is going to be quite scary for the league, to say the least. His third major improvement has been his aggressiveness and his fearlessness. One of the things a rookie should never be on an NBA court is timid or frightened and intimidated by his opponent. That is never a good indication of things to come for a rookie. Barnes has taken on the challenge that comes with more shot attempts than he had taken with the Seminoles under Leonard Hamilton. Barnes is not only getting putbacks, but he's sprinting the floor and eviscerating the basket. Barnes has won games for the Toronto Raptors already. His aggression, in a way, has taken 3 different forms. He's grabbing offensive boards, he's shooting after a turnover or a miss, and to top it off, he's flying to the hoop with that very same downhill speed and freakish athleticism that made him our top recruit and draft pick in this year's NBA draft. It should be well noted, based on these significant, not to mention extremely quick improvements from the young rookie, that Barnes and the Raptors can achieve greatness if he continues to perform like he has early in this NBA season. Barnes has already made some fantastic plays for the Raptors. That includes dimes, putbacks, posterizers, blocks, steals, you name it. He affects almost every category in the game, and once he develops his three-point shot, then watch out NBA once again. And to top things off, it's clear that Coach Nick Nurse has made him a hybrid player. Scottie's now capable of both inside and outside scoring, and he's only going to get better at the latter. Now that Pascal Siakam has returned to the lineup, Barnes will have an all-star in the paint with him, which will allow him to make much more spectacular passes. If he can avoid turnovers, which every rookie player does struggle with at times. His assist total should definitely see an increase as well, just with the addition of Pascal Siakam. Toronto Raptors head coach Nick Nurse also went on to say about the rookie that I think this is a long process. I think when you see the size of a really young player, then to me, the ceiling is really high. It's just depending on how a lot of things like how much do they want it? How much are they willing to work for it? How healthy can they stay? Are you working on improving? Are you listening? Are you watching film? It's going to be up to him how far he wants to go. And so far, it seems like Scottie has taken that Nick Nurse quote to heart. Furthermore, all indications are that Scottie Barnes will be the Rookie of the Year so far, even with Cade Cunningham back. And if the Raptors continue to win, then all signs point to the fact Scottie Barnes may just be the runaway candidate as top rookie of his class, especially given the impact he has already had on his team and their record. Those are 2 huge components of winning such an award. It seems like it's safe to say at this point, Masai & Co., it looks like you did it again. Scottie Barnes is already putting the NBA on notice, and he's going to be a star in this league. Thank you all for watching. This is Ali from Jurassics. Do like and subscribe if you're new, so we can continue to bring you that dope NBA content. Peace.